talking about. It definitely made me mature a lot. Made me realize like how much my mom actually did for me.
You know, his mom had a very big impact on his life. She set the ground rules, make sure the grades were all straight A's, and he could go on the game.
I credit a lot of my success to her.
Well done, Darren. But he's gonna catch
That's what I'm allowed to do. It happened.
Ready?
Yeah. Fortnite granted me with a decent amount of money. I can help my dad out now.
He presented it to me for being a great father.
I actually haven't been on the boat yet. So this
the format and how this whole thing's work. So at top 25, players start to get 3 points, and we move on to 15th place. At that, we'll get an additional 2 points, making it a total of 5. To the top 5, they'll add alive all the way until the end. So if you get that victory royale, you get a total of 10 points, so +3 coming out of the top 5 there. And each elimination is going to count for 1 point. So look for these players to play for the placement. Some, like King, want to play for those eliminations. And the rising game all on the line for $3 million for the first place prize. 1.8 million for second, 1.2 million for third, and then 1 million as well, plus for fourth. That is crazy. That's a lot of money.
You know, yesterday the duos had to split it. Today it's all goes to you, right? It's just a solo competitor. So, and everyone here's a way to celebrate every single player that has made it this far. You stepped onto this stage. You are already a winner.
The marathon that they took to get up to this point, bananas to say the least. 10 weeks, grueling competition in both solos and duos. There's a lot of our competitors that had to prep not just for the competition today, but also yesterday. Now we're already 2 games in. We had mentioned some of the players that had performed very well, right? You're Bugha, who had a monumental game 1, and then you also had Skype, who was able to just outlive everyone else and stay alive. But it is Bugha who still holds first place, but by 1 point, because Argentina's very own King is looking to contend that, and that is crazy. I mean, talking about aggression, this guy embodies it.
Yeah, you've seen him time in and time out. It's players like King that really make these tournaments interesting to watch for the spectators at home, for everyone here in the audience. You gotta have your King show up and bring that action all the way through to the end. And it's not to discredit anyone who made it this far. These guys are still in the running.
Yeah, it's only 2 games in. Games 3 and 4 are going to be just as important. Players are going to have to step it up if they want to get within the top 20 here. There's just so much on the line. There you see Bugha, who's getting ready, getting prepped up. Everyone is so hyped up here at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. And I don't even know what to expect, man. Game 3, like, what are we even going to get? We're seeing early aggression here from a lot of the South American players. Our players that we talked to from North American Europe said that's what they wanted to avoid. American aggression, OCE aggression, but this time it's South America that's showing up.
And not to bring it up, but, you know, you saw exactly what happened when King walked into Tfue. You just saw him trying to shadow bomb peacefully to the zone. They were not safe, by the way. They still had to make it through to Happy Hamlin, but King said, you know what, I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to take this fight. And that is how the Brazilian region does.
Yeah, that's how they do it, man. They really want to they want to go right at your face. They don't know who you are. You have millions of subscribers on YouTube. You have all the fame and the fortune. At the end of the day, everyone that's in that game, they're all equal. There is no upper hand depending on how popular you are, and you shouldn't be treated that way either. You should just go at them with everything you got, because that's what it's going to take to walk out of New York City with $3 million in your pocket, which, by the way, you'd have to have a very big pocket for that.
Take a look there. Benji Fishy has been showing up.
I told him to play to the crowd. I said, play to the crowd. Have some fun with it.
Yeah, good to see him smiling. You know, we were there in the warm-up games. He was a little timid, but Benji, loosen up, buddy. There goes Mr. Savage. And the rest of our competitors, Creo,
Kinstar,
Vivid, of course. This is a big moment for everyone here. Game was close.
And it must be cool as well to see you guys. Give him a round of applause. He waved to everybody. He waved to everybody. You know, that's not bad. All right, so here we go, folks. It's now time to jump into game number 3 here for the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition. The countdown has begun. The players are loaded up in the battle bus. This is it. All on the line. Let's see who will take away another victory royale, or will we see one of our 2 winners get back-to-back wins, get double wins? That will be massive for them. Oh man, I'm excited, Monster.
And so far, Aqua has been the only player to prove that he can win on a stage of this magnitude. But just to give you guys a little context on the bus here, this is a bus coming from the south to the north side. So all of your competitors are going to get, yes, a fair split at the map here. And that's exactly what you like to see. You want everyone to have a fair shot at the map. So let's go and see Skype is looking to land here. We saw Skype win that last game.
Yep.
It's just outside of Pleasant Park. Probably playing for some ballers here in our top 10 over on the left-hand side here. Golden Boy, Bugha, King, Commandment, Psalm, one of our competitive veterans doing so great right here. Even with that 1 win, though, Sky is still in 6th place. Yeah, it's wild to think about that that's what it took for him to be able to climb up into the top 10. 2 eliminations to his name. But we're going to players about landing for hot spots.
I actually just got word from production in the back. King has been eliminated off spawn.
Wow, that's huge. That's going to be a real big setback. We've seen players like Zayt and Sap really fall behind yesterday off of one game not going their way.
That is rough, man. That is certainly not going to be pretty for him. But hey, you have 3 more games remaining. You just got to shake that off. Moving on. Check out the action at hand. You're going to have Tuzel push right in. He's going to make him pay. That's going to be an elimination on to Fledermois. Well done. Number 1 on the board.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't trust myself with that Magnum, but he gets right up on him and hits him in the chest. Here now with Crew.
That was the shot. Oh, Crew, no chill. Right on the sky platform, too.
That was how King was taken out. Couldn't even land safely. Got pinched right out the sky. That's rough.
Because there's nothing you can do. You're in a glider state. You're just floating down. Open opportunities. And you got Tuzi, who had just picked up an elimination earlier on to circle over in the ice biome, so by the lights area, and it's also within Pleasant Park as well. So the eastern part of the map, now we're going to be looking at a crowd favorite here. We got Tifu.
Yeah, Tifu
had the best run so far.
He's been playing the blocks. Again, known for landing on webbing and push it straight into whoever's at the block. The team was winning all of the early game engagements, and you know, shout out to Clip.
Clip went for a shot there.
Yeah, but Clip knows stop pushing it. He's not used to
everything that he needed and a disengage out of the block, whereas TV has time to loot up and get as much as he possibly can. Can't take him out. It's going to be very challenging.
Maybe it was just the difference in loadout. Maybe he didn't have exactly what he needed. Now
Told you can be dead in one shot with a shotgun. That's exactly what just happened. Alright, let's do this again. Thank you for whoever's watching this video. It means a lot to me too. Whoever really watches my videos. It means a lot. It really means a lot to whoever is watching my video right now.
have a big day yesterday. That wall's his. He's got the aggro. The last one is not, though.
He's charging right in, and Commandment's going to have to get out of there. Didn't want to deal with that player. He knew the Unknown Army just had that beat on him. Wisely enough, and look at the health there. That's why Commandment does not want to go for that fight. He's going to be in dire straits right now, as Unknown Army does have the life lead.
He's just taking all of these platforms, too. He's gaining control slowly but surely. Nice little peek right there. He goes for the staircase first. So clean.
Doing this all with the controller. And we know we have millions of players that play on controller at home, and he goes in. Does apply white damage. One more. That's going to do it. Commandment was in third place. And Unknown Army now made him put in the place that he wanted him to. Dominant.
And a little taunt to throw some salt on the wound right there. Now hopping to the other side of the map, we have Blaster. He's looking for a vehicle. He does have a follow. His metal and more loot.
Take a look here. We got Martine. He's got eyes on a target. So these guys charges forward with that close range, but no! It was Low Boom who gives him the hands there. Fun fact, Christian, our boy from Fortnite VR Live, told me look out for Low Boom. Someone to definitely take eyes on. They did eliminate one another though. The Boom not in this. Find some better luck in game 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, that is the risk you take when you jump into someone's box here in the Fortnite world. Leshy, another controller player, bringing it back to the good old nostalgic Tilted Towers for that close range PvP. He's going to get shot a few times right there, but still keeping his cool. He has plenty of extra shields and mobility. Shockwaves are great. Area. That's what it is. 4 players in Neo tilted right now. You have to be careful.
This is a controller battle, actually.
See who can best one another here. Leshy's probably looking to take this wall. All right, he's gonna break into the building now, get that high ground over his opponent. Astonis is just waiting, not making a sound here, seeing if he can bait Leshy into a trap play. Let's see. He's gonna fall for it. Will he make a mistake? And that's really what it is, right, Golden?
Yeah, it is. When players are on that stage here in the audience, the crowd, everyone cheering, there's obviously going to be that added pressure. We talked with a few of the players before the game started today. The number one thing that I think everyone brought up to me was just the volume, right? The sheer presence of where we are. And some of them even went as far as to say, yeah, I don't think I'm going to look up at all. I think I'm just going to focus on the screen. That's what I know. No reason for me to try and go above and beyond anything else, right? Sometimes the moment can take you away.
You can see both points of POVs right here, both points of views.
Yeah.
They're looking to take any walls that they can just to gain control, have a little bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, this is basically like the Fortnite equivalent of an arm wrestle. Some of our parents who haven't watched Fortnite before, they're really just struggling to try and get positioning over the other player. That is the struggle that they're wrestling with here. See, use wrestling again, worked out well that time.
All right, Lesh this time has decided to commit. He is now down face to face. There's nowhere. Astonis confronting. He goes into it.
Oh,
lands
man.
the 2-shot. And that's the little tactic right there. If there's a ramp in front of the wall, you have to recognize you are in big danger because there's a nifty little trick to get you in that box.
Another one of my favorite players here. You got Legendian. He's going to be in a fight right now. Moves on the side, loses the high ground. Oh, man. That is rough. Legendian not having the best games at this point in time.
Pizza's placed 8th on average when he qualified in the online opens. On average, across every game he loaded into. That's very high for placement. And now he's picking up elims. Unfortunately, like we said here, Legendian just not really connecting the dots today, but it's not over yet. We're only halfway through this competition here.
There's Lechi who has to get out of there. Whew, that could have been very dangerous, but gets an elimination on Kinstar. A massive elim here for Lechi, who's sitting right now at 2 elims currently in this battle at Neo Tilted.
Representing for all the controller players across the world, Lechi, very dangerous. It's going to be a huge upset right there.
And you just get close range with a player like Lechi in no punish. Right? You have the control. You have that little bit of the ability to just L-trigger. You're going to have, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, L-trigger, low, whatever. But the reality is, right, you got you just don't want to it's very rough to deal with.
Maybe Ruck said it best, you know, just the age difference. Lechi's 15, you know, could just be a little faster than Kinstar here.
Yeah, I know when I was 15, I was nowhere near as good as with a controller. So, and I competed for a very long time. Got through. Was just in this fight here for the moment. Does get ownership of the wall because that player does escape above him. He hears that movement all around. You also get an eye on the bottom right of your screen. You can see the mini map where players are going to be located. The player we're typically on is going to be that white triangle, but Then Blue Triangle, that other player goes right in for the fight. It's going to knock down the shield just a little bit there. He's going to have minis to be able to top himself back up.
This is very intense here.
Yeah, Shockwave. Yeah, you don't want to go for that fight. Shockwaves are so important. Players saving them for that late game. And in some cases, they'll just use it, disengage. You don't want to take a fight. There's no reason for you to do so. A lot of players think cautiously as they should with what's on the line here, but Crew, marches forward. That's number 2 for Crew.
You can see the excitement there. Nice little smirking grin on his face as he throws a peace sign to the crowd. And he takes that player lucky right out. This Happy Hamlet area is so dangerous to rotate through. You have players like Mr. Savage. Now we see Left Eye and Kurtz. Responsible again for a big upset. Taking on the likes of some huge names towards the end game, but Kurtz here with the heavy sniper. Can he open up a base here and follow that infantry rifle? He's giving up. He's on right here.
Yeah, I think Ninja yesterday had talked about the infantry rifle, how good that weapon is, and it truly, I mean, the accuracy that you get out of it is absurd. It's something that if you pick it up and you know how to use it, you'll be deadly out there in the field. But he has done a lot of times, Ninja, which is why he likes that weapon so much. And I would understand why a lot of our players will go for that as well. When you have the option to, why not? If you got that comfortability with it. Then you got Left Eye. 2 eliminations currently. Has 2 Shockwave nades.
And you know, you got to give some respect to Left Eye, who completely left his previous job 6 months ago to fully focus in on competitive Fortnite. And he found himself at the Fortnite World Cup stage. I don't think it gets any better than that. That is a dream story here.
Yeah. In competitive gaming, you take those risks if you want it so badly. If you want it more than you have to breathe, you just go for that moment. You never know what's going to happen. This could very well be a lot of the people in this arena next year playing on that stage. Courage just say that they have a budget, so I'm just going along with what he said.
All right, but here we have
Tfue
playing his classic high ground center map, more or less. He does have a lead for the next zone.
Yep, movement options for him, which in the last game, he had the shadow bombs. Really pan out for him because King, very thirsty, went for just all the water he could possibly get out of that one. And I say he certainly was quenched in his thirst. But then Tfue now becomes a magnet, and that is unfortunate.
Unfortunately, right there with one wall open from behind.
And then the entire server just looks right at you.
It's all about timing. That's the risk you take. So now looking at Link here. Link putting some pressure up above. Remember, Storm Surge is in effect in these games, so you have to be hyperactive. You have to be proactive for seeking for damage. But when you commit to battle, you are more than likely going to have to finish that battle. Here we have Robabs just kind of looking up. He's holding that edit, though. He is ready to open it up. I think he's going to trade fire as soon as Link goes for the shot. Now they're both playing that little mind game right here. Who's going to go first now?
New circle, now active.
This is what we like to call a shambles loadout, as Link doesn't have much.
No, doesn't have much loot, doesn't have much HP either. He's going to have to try again in the next game. It's Robabs. Does manage to get the better. Oh man, this is intense. Now we're at 62 players remaining. Some players taking fights, others really just focusing on staying alive, staying in this one for 2 points.
That's right. Bless you. Some of them Neo tilted, taking out the likes of Keemstar, Astonish in these 1v1 rounds. Clearly not afraid to jump in your box. Oh man, with a loadout like this, 6 shockwaves, 3 launch pads, all the ammunition in the world, and zone favor right now. He is looking very good in game 3 right now.
Yeah, he's got a lot of builds. He's got tons of stuff to work with. No reason why he can't make it to that end game. This is going to be interesting. Control the player. It's not forget yesterday, Wolfie's controller player hit in second place here in the Fortnite World Duos competition, along with his teammate Rojo. Here's Lechi though, applying the pressure. With that shockwave nade, he gets right on top of a nice spot, nice position, kind of planning himself, understanding a player's going to be around there, but now all these players looking right at him. He just has to play defense, no choice. Gets tagged up a little bit, loses some of his shields. He'll be okay for the time being.
The amount of players you see on the stadium side that once he's shown his self to that angle right there and everyone just collapsed on him, that is so scary. And it's still coming in, but he's fending himself off, punishing another player off to the east side right there. Here's Leshy. If he can figure out that that player is the same one that just tried to make a move on him, could spell disaster for Evil Mare.
Evil Mare doesn't have much to work with regarding health, right? He's sitting at just above half HP. Right above him is going to be Clash. Got pieces down low. There's Clash. You see some, I think they're just looking at each other. They know exactly what's going on. Circle's going to be closing down now. We're going to find out where the next one is. And that's when players start to prioritize these rotations and movement. Dubs does have a baller, which has been his strategy. He did it in game 2. He had the ball pretty much all the way until the end there. Got shot out of it. But it did bring him to a second place finish. Another top 3 finish for him, top 5, top 3, maybe even Victory Royale, right? But ideally that
He tried to catch him right there. You saw that? He wanted to put him in the box for a second there and take it.
Trapped him right there. Player will have no idea what to do at that moment.
It's actually pretty interesting as well because Class is desperate right now for an Elan. He has someone to heal. He doesn't have any other way to heal. Even taking the safety and making doorways so that he doesn't expose himself even for the slightest bit.
84 builds left for Class. Tons of builds here. And then the Storm. Now the Storm starting to push. Look at Lechi still going for shots as players are moving about. I think I saw a player get right in his face. He did pop that shadow bomb. Now we're going to game 1 winner, Bugha. He's got 420 damage in this match. Hasn't taken a single shot. 1 elimination for him right now. As now the action feed begins to fall. You see so many names getting eliminated one by one. Bizzle out of this one. That was from Lechi, who's having one heck of a game, taking out some big names.
It is really going down right here. You can just kind of breathe in this overhead view right here. Bella EU doesn't even realize he has the high ground right now. Player VG just nearby as well. Bugha at the upper layers in this end game, just trying to avoid that lower ground congestion. Yeah. All these players are just slammed in the middle right here. As Andretta gets the high ground. We haven't seen much of Andretta so far. But you got to be careful. Those shockwaves will really sting and take that placement from you.
Yeah, he has been laying low. so far, but does manage to maintain the high ground. Lost it for a brief moment, but wisely enough. On the right side of your screen, you got Bugha and Lecce. Lecce, a great game that you managed to put together with 5 eliminations. Bugha, your game 1 winner. Maybe looking to get a second win on the board. How massive will that be for your current first place player?
Lecce just picked up his 6th elimination now. He is really popping off right here.
Hoodjay too, a big player there, and a big connection for him. Lots of builds to work with. Bugha does get another one. That's Kinzel.
Right through the trap he goes. Bugha, one of the superior box fighters in the Fortnite competitive scene right now.
Lecce went up for the high ground. If you see it on the left side, he went high ground. He does get possession of it, but ends up getting hit there by Entreda and finally eliminated. But what a run Lecce had in this game. Finally come to a conclusion when he went for high ground. Now it's Bugha. Again, with 11 players remaining, we're about to get into the top 10 here, Monster.
He does get taken out right there. Unfortunately, it's Peter Pan who takes him out with 6 eliminations. Peter Pan, the dark horse right now. He's going to get wiped out here too, but it's still a great game. Quakey, who we saw leading in eliminations at one point, is still popping off as well.
Dice in this one as well. Maybe he's going to get a back-to-back win. Riverson, he's got the high ground. He's got the explodes. He sees players. He has 11 builds, so he has to be very conservative with this. Does pop that player on the baller, forcing them down. Going into the engagement now. 4 explodes, 5 remaining left. Player lands in front of him. Tags him up for a lot of shields there, and Riverson has to reset. Needs to be careful not to get hit by that storm. Someone's going to be a bubble.
He's too good.
An elimination onto Skype. We're now sitting at a 1v1. 2 players left standing here. Who's going to be down low? It's Dubs. It's Dubs down low. And Riverson has Dubs on his site. Who's going to get the win here? Riverson navigating, tarping. He has 7 builds remaining. Dubs trying to play defense, giving himself any kind of cover that he can possibly maintain. But Riverson, a few more explodes remaining. That could punish Dubs.
Really trying to keep him down to the zone here, Golden Boy.
Oh man, this is it. He sends another one out, and they're just telling him, you gotta run. He goes into it. He's still holding position. Dubs has the high ground, but he lands in front of him, and gets the victory royale on the world stage.
Absolutely incredible. All of his shots, and nearly back-to-back performance right there. That is the kind of comeback story you want to see here on the main stage.
Prove to the world that you're the greatest to ever do it. But you gotta give credit to Riverson. Second place finish for him there. Had the high ground, had the explodes, but it was Dubs who managed to get the better of Riverson. And look at this unfold right here. Riverson had the Rockets looking right at Dubs, and Dubs just needed to play defense. Riverson had no more builds to work with, and Dubs recognized he had the high ground. He just needed to go in there for the clothesline, and he nails it with that green pump.
That is the name of the game. You cannot miss your shots when you fully commit. Dubs and Mega sitting side by side. What a better player to have nearby you. Arguably probably his best friend right here in the competition.
Hey man, that was nuts. What a game from Dubs. And what a journey he's had. 4-time qualified. We know that he is a unit when it comes to solos. Finally getting that win. So second place in game 2. Game 3 gets first place. He has to be feeling very good about that.
That is the kind of performance he was looking for, and it must feel good to finally solidify a victory over the course of the weekend.
Yeah, it's like it's just a load off your shoulders, man. Honestly, because I've been talking to him quite a bit. He's like, I just want to get this win. Now with that, Dubs goes up to the third place. He managed to make it to the end game, as well as Bugha. So, our 3 winners, 1, 2, and 3, in the order of which
They took their victories,
Game
yes.
1 was Bugha, Game 2 was Skype, and Game 3 was Dubs. 19 points, 1 point shy of taking second, and Bugha, way to hold on to that positioning at the top of the mountain.
King is still here too, as is Psalm, as is Commandment. They've all been in the running. It's a great fight to see the West and the East clash in those final moments.
I love it, man. I love it. Another here on 11th, 20th, Epic Whale Quexy, and he said, oh man, in the standings here, as well as Left Eye and Wakey. Oh, what a game that was. Game 3 did not
Really excited to see you guys. 2 games in a row, 1-1 situations. Obviously, you're playing for placement here, and we're seeing this action happen in real time. Your baller, you're staying in the baller for so long. Obviously helped you win that right there at the end. Yo, the Rockets are coming down on you hard. What are you thinking in this moment? You're trying to get high ground. What's going on?
Last game, I was just here to play for the Lakers and trying to hold on to the ball.
Obviously, we got that big board. Okay, going into these next matches, you're sitting in a pretty great position right now, if I do say so myself. What are you thinking? What strategy?
Just gonna keep trying.
Golden Boy, Monster D-Face, it's feeling amazing down here. How's it feeling up there?
I think the usual, my friend, that these have been excellent games. I love LSU, right? You and I talk about all the time, right? We love them. But there's just something special about when it's just solos, competition, battle royale, and here I say, most often, battle royale.
There's just no room for error in solos. There's no buddy there, no battle buddy to come pick you up when you get dropped, when you get sniped, making an error. I cannot make a mistake. And we saw this session earlier today. And Dr. Cooper was not. He's not saying that him out there. He was
That's all. So, what a game. I understand, though, we actually have Cam standing by with a special announcement. What's up?
Thank you so much for joining Monster. And while we're here in the middle of the Fortnite event in history, you're probably wondering what comes next. Well, as we said before, competitive Fortnite isn't going anywhere. Once Season 9 wraps up and we move into our next season, we'll be debuting the Fortnite Championship Series. This will give players a chance to compete against the best of the best, where every single result matters. The leaderboard to track results over the course of the season. Follow your favorite players on their quest to become the first season champions with millions of dollars at stake. Now, this is just a taste of what's to come, as we also plan on stepping up our competitive efforts across the board. So, keep your eyes peeled for more news as you root on your favorite competitors in the back half of the matches. Golden Boy, Monster, back to you, gentlemen.
What? Awesome. I didn't even know that was coming. Oh, I was already know before I checked.
Can I just say, did you hear that? Every placement matters. Wait, is this something you guys have been wanting or something?
We're not going to stop, and we're glad that's the case. But focusing on what's at hand right now, Fortnite World Cup Finals here in New York City. Reset. Going along with Monster D-Face, and this has been quite the day. So far, did not disappoint. We ended up seeing away in glorious matches, and then tonight in game number 2, just outliving Dubs. But Dubs got his redemption and picked up a game 3 win just now. He said with Jordan that he wanted to remain consistent. He's been playing the baller play. There's a lot of strategies that players can implement here in competitive Fortnite.
Yeah, you saw Dubs, game 1, tried to get a little bit more aggressive, opting to take that fight over by the Greasy Lake, and it did not pay off. So he took his lesson, took his little, spanking, I dare say, right there. He said, you know what, I'm just going to stay away from that guy. You got to respect him on that rotation. He switched it up, and now he's finding himself in endgame. And that is the kind of adaptability you have to have as a Fortnite professional.
Yeah, it's necessary. 4-time qualified solo player is Dubs. And what I mean by that, when he qualified the first time for this event right here, he queued up again, the solo competition was available, and did it again, and then did it again, and then did it again. That's how good he was. Everyone doubted him. No one knew who this kid was. And then he shocks the world. That, my friend, is undisputed. But the next game is going to start up. Game 4 about to begin. New York City, come on, let me hear you. It's about to start. It's about to kick off. These players need your energy. The battle bus is getting loaded. And look at everyone in the stands. What about that Marshmello concert earlier today? Incredible stuff, that live performance from him. You love to see it, but this has been a wild day thus far.
Now the question is, Can, Bugga, Skype, and Dubs continue to hold their lead. We saw King fall out of the running last game, and it set him back.
That's right.
4 placements.
That's right. That's right. King is going to be someone we have to keep a keen eye on. Not a king eye, a keen eye on.
Keep a king eye on him, too, because
Sure, why not?
a king out there.
He really is, man. If you have that name and you take out a player like Tfue, you got to live up to it.
That's
you
right.
got to live up to it. But there's the standings once again to get you all up to speed. Still holding on to his first place position. Sky
Guys, I'm just saying, if you guys want to like this video, you can.
him in the top 10 each and every week that he played. Everyone in the region, everyone in the Brazil as well.
Listen, Nyx is here to show why he's the first qualified solo and duo player from the Brazilian region. There's only a few players who have the title of being fully qualified or double qualified for the competition here. Nyx is one of them.
All that movement up above him. Middle does have the high ground. Not being, he goes in for the challenge, and that's Nyx doing it for the region, doing it for Brazil. More cowbell, please.
Nyx versus Niddle. Nyx comes out on top. He wiggles his finger at the camera and says, no, not today. Sniper chooses his home here.
And the good news is he won't get eliminated right away. He might have to do this little motion. You gotta come up, buddy.
You know, no instant karma for him.
No instant karma.
Few players representing the Asian region here.
Japan as well, 15 years of age. Got a lot of great players from Japan that have joined us in New York City this weekend.
Tons of young competitors. We saw a great performance from Sinnoh and O-King yesterday, but that Lycan Twins, they've really been going at it here and in Paradise Palms.
The only players here, so the winner of this one's going to take it all. 7 builds, Electric, currently, HP, Little Dire. Twins also going to be in a rough spot too, and then won't get an opportunity to be able to pop that big potion there unless he goes for it. Okay, he's making it happen. He's going for the big potion pop, and he does get it. That's going to give him a slight advantage in this fight.
The difference was no hesitation here as Let the health disadvantage here.
Oh, that shield's going to be gone out of that one, Monster. That does go up above him, and no! Twins got caught looking. That's left. Will benefit with that Chug Jug.
I'll tell you this, so much confidence.
And we're dead.
reason that you got to get aggressive, get in their face. We understand that is what the region likes to do, but in this instance, hey, you're playing for the long.
I talked with Macwood and Calculator in the Players Lounge for a while. I asked him, what do you do if someone disengages? Do you respect a good disengagement? He says, depends, you know? If both of you guys are in a weird situation, don't give it up.
No reason for you to go for a fight that you're just not comfortable with. Crew, though, he's looking for a fight right now. As his player, a little defense, but he ends up getting tagged, and now it's going to be him on the back foot. Has to take a moment. Pop a mini.
It's a best-case scenario for him because he still has a full whites here. He did not lose normal health points. It was just his shield that was ripped off there.
Two quality players right now. Gets one of them. Pika. Get rid of the trees so that you can get above. You also get a little bit more resources out of this. Perhaps. Oh, man. Played around the corner there. And then Pika had that brief moment to move away. His arm moved ever so slightly down low.
Intense battle, Pika versus Crew. Crew, a double qualified competitor here. Didn't play in the duos competition yesterday. He just goes in. He's not the IGL. See how he can handle himself here when just playing solos now. And he's in the zone. He found himself in the zone.
Yeah, they're going to get ticked for one in the zone, and they're
some brilliant game right there. It's going to open up the box.
Now you're inside. What do? You're engaging in this fight. You're losing health little by little. What's the play now? Oh no!
Got the med kit, but he couldn't connect.
The play was just to go for it. Pika gets the better, but he's going to get for health. Does have a though. Can fly back. He's really far from the safe zone.
I just gotta say that was Crew's game to win. He managed to turn it around and get that right camera dominant angle back, and he could have had it at that moment, but Pika's prime positioning put him over the ramp. He lost sight of him. He let his guard down. He got punished for it.
And this is from Pika's perspective and how he got the better of Crew. With the Burst SMG, the weapon that I happen to favor quite a bit. I like it, although I do like to set myself up for failure sometimes, so I'll pick up the Burst SMG. It won't really end that well for me, but for these players here, they know how to take advantage of each item in Fortnite. They're so good at really working with what's in front of them. Now the format, as we mentioned before, we're pretty far from it. Okay, so when you get to 25th place, that's when the placement points start to tick. But each elimination is going to give a crucial point. These have been some low point games. If you watched the online qualifiers wondering, man, we're seeing players getting 60, 70, 80 points, even 100 in some instances. Those are the online qualifiers. It's a different format. These are the best players in the world going against one another.